Whew, Kiama is a bit windy today, but there's a beautiful rainbow. Hold on a second. I hope you can hear me well. I've got the little dead cat on the mic. But whew, it is windy. What a beautiful rainbow. How's it going, everyone? All right, so I have left Kiama. I stayed there last night. It's been a long time since I've been to a lot of these places. It's just a bit of a memory lane trip, I suppose, a lot of this, from when I was a little tacker, and it brought back some good memories and not so good memories. But I had breakfast at this cafe this morning. I had a flashback to when I was about 10 or 11, something like that. And I ran away from home. And I came from Sydney to Kiama. I had no money because I was like a tacker. And I went into this cafe. At the time was a fish and chip shop. Now
in 800 metres, keep right to continue on M1, National Route 1.
As I was saying, it used to be a fish and chip shop, and now it's a cafe. And so I went in there and as this little kid and had no money, and I asked him for some fish and chips and told him I had no money, told him I was homeless.
Keep right to continue on M1.
I hate that navigation. And anyway, they called the police, and I didn't know. And police came and asked me what was going on. And they drove me home. I didn't want to go back home, of course, because that's why I ran away. Anyway, ironically, I was going to film that memory while I was in there. And a bunch of police turned up just to get their coffee. Nothing to do with me, I swear, just to get their coffee. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to recording that experience. But of all the times to have the police show up, was then. Oh. Well, from that point, within about 6 months, I think, so it must have been 11 and a half, 12, must have been, because within about 6 months I had moved out of home officially and actually went into a boys' home, and that was the best decision I ever made. It was my choice. I instigated it, and I'm so glad I did. And I've never let anybody ever dictate how I respond to what life throws at me. My choices are my choices, and if I make a decision, well, it's on me if it's right or wrong. I don't see that anybody else has any say in my choices. I might listen to counsel, I might listen to people I admire and look up to. The bottom line is that nothing anyone can say or do that's going to make me make a decision. As I used to get told, Ian does what Ian wants. Certainly going to be on my epitaph. Right next to what not to do. Filling up your car is a real pain in the ass. But gotta be done. Go into a service station in Australia and not buy some of the dodgy food that's in the hot box thing. Wow. Well, it's just one of the things you got to do. Anyway, bit blown out here. Ugh. I'm in a little seaside town called Narooma, which looks pretty cool, but one too many mullets for my liking. It looks like the town has a lot of town pride, you know, like the caravan park I'm looking at driving past here has got water slides for kids, it's clean, lots of campers and caravans and motorhomes and all sorts of things in here. So clearly this is a destination for people. So if you're looking at going to the south coast of New South Wales, it might be somewhere to visit. For me, not today. I have a huge drive in front of me. It's huge for me these days. Huge drive for me used to be like 12 hours, but now it's a 6-hour drive to where I've got to be tonight. And I need a haircut. I gotta be there because it's then another 5-6 hours tomorrow to get to Melbourne, and I have to be in Melbourne Thursday night because I'll be going to the office on Friday morning. So that means I gotta get my ass in gear and scream on down the coast. I was planning on taking my time and stopping at about 20 different places, spend 3 weeks coming down this coast. And it turned out to be a 4-night, at best, hop, skip and a jump. And I'm okay with that because on my way back, I don't have the same deadline I'm currently on. I'm gonna sneeze. And so I can take my merry time coming back, which I plan on. However, life always throws things in your way. And what's that saying? If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So at the moment, God, I got to be in Melbourne by Thursday night. I suppose I could drive in Friday morning, but then I have to deal with peak hour in Melbourne City, and that I do not want to do. Trying to find parking, then getting into the city. No, thank you. And then from there, I've got to do a few things. I'll keep secret for the moment. And then, yeah, like I said, I'll take my merry time coming back. It's very pretty here. I think on my way back I might stop into Narooma. Welcome to the Eden Lookout. I'm amazed by Eden. It's a little village kind of community right on the south coast of New South Wales, not long before you get to the Victoria border. It's just everywhere you look at this lookout, or maybe except the mine across the bay there. Oh, it's a whale watching spot. Tell me if you see any whales out there. Well, getting used to having the camera out and talking, I'm still nervous about doing it when people are standing next to me. But we'll get there. Going down a dirt road on a rainy day is probably not the best idea, but it looks pretty solid, so I'm just fingers crossed, both of them, that I can get out. I hope that this place is worth it. I think it's a paid campground, and I didn't realise that until just back there. I saw a sign saying, "Have you booked?" It's like, what? I didn't know that was a paid campground. I came to this campground, Chuff Chuff is what it's called. It looks pretty good here, right? It's got some really nice facilities, and the only thing it doesn't have is any cell service, which for me doesn't work because I don't know if I can get any Starlink up and running, or meaningful Starlink. Although this looks pretty interesting. The Fernal landing track is 1 kilometre, 1 hour return. Good thing about the sign, no crocs. This time of year, probably no snakes either. It's nice. It's got this really cool landing for fishing, because I believe you can fish in here. It's just a sweet little spot. Got a makeshift landing, like a boat jetty. It looks like the council has done a lot of work here, or even whoever maintains this one. State park, national park. It's a nice fire pit there with a burnt out tiki torch. There's only this spot here really, and if you wanted to, you could probably squeeze into that, but then you got all the people going to come down to go on that walk. So this is the only spot you can really camp. And there is this walk up there. It doesn't have any signs or anything like that, so I don't know where it goes or how long it's for or anything. Well, that was a bust. I really wanted to stay there the night, but yeah, if I can't get any cell signal or Starlink, then whilst I'm working, like if it was a weekend, I'd stay there no problem. But because I've got appointments to make very soon, I've got a phone call to a client in around about 45 minutes, I think. I can't miss that. So back to town I go. Really upset about that. Well, not upset, but you know what I mean? Like, it would have been lovely to sleep by that beautiful river there on my own. It is raining though, so I wouldn't have been able to get out and have a shower, get out and have a fire. But I have gone out butt naked before in a rainstorm and had a shower, because why the heck not, right? Nobody's around. It's a bit cold and, you know, all those things. Ah, well. It's probably for the best anyway, because if it rains any harder, man, that corrugation's bad. If it rains any harder, I could get stuck here. So I don't really want to get stuck here. Good morning, folks. This is Cairn River in Victoria. I don't know, Far East, if you will. Man, this would be a great spot in the middle of summer to come down to, because you've got the rapids just there, which will keep you nice and cool. And then it just turns into this really cool, shallow, sandy creek bed. I decided to stop. So I'm about an hour and a half east of Lake's entrance, and I should have been there probably by now. But anyway, it's cold and coffee's ready, and I better get on the road. I have an appointment at 10:30. I'd like to be at Lake's entrance when I get there. Otherwise, I'll be on the side of the road doing my my appointment. Grab my coffee. Cheers. And then I'll be hightailing into Melbourne today. So I'm hoping I get there before close of business. Got some parcels to pick up at St Kilda. And then I got a day in the office again tomorrow in the Melbourne office. I was just in the Brisbane office. So, here you go. I'm driving down this beautiful, beautiful country road, and I come across this creek. I had to pull over and take a picture because, well, my little furry friend, his name's Poddy, is called Poddy Creek. All right, we're going across the Westgate Bridge. Fingers crossed. It's still there when we get across the other side. Terrible joke. But this thing has fallen down before. But today's the day. I am getting the Spirit of Tasmania over to Tasmania. So, and I plan on spending a couple of weeks in Tasmania driving around, and then I've got the ferry already booked to come back. You've got to pre-book this type of ferry because it has accommodations overnight. It's not cheap. It cost me $1,800. Yeah, so suck that up to anyone who gets cheap ferries over in North America. The $1,800 return trip. It didn't have to be that high. It could have been as low as $800. However, $800 just to get across, it's still pretty steep. But I got a cabin. I've been on this boat before, and I've been in the cabin, and I've been on the recliner chair that they give you, like an airplane type chair. And it's one thing on an aeroplane to sleep in those type of chairs, but on a boat where you're getting swells up and down and you get thrown all over the place, it's not pretty. And the last time I went on that, oh my God, it was ugly. And so I decided I'm going to get a cabin, but there are three types of cabins. You've got a cabin that's inside with no windows. Then you've got like a twin share, if you will, like 2 beds or 4 beds, like bunks. with a window, with a port, or you can have a suite. And I got the suite there and the suite back, and that added $1,000 for 2 nights. Man. That's crazy. I mean, it's a dangerous ferry in a lot of ways because you go across the Bass Strait and it's pretty wild. It's probably one of the wildest sections of ocean in the world, especially when you're going through peak winter seasons like I'm going through. You're going to get all that Arctic kind of craziness. Anyway, I didn't film very much of Melbourne. I had planned to film a lot around Melbourne. Maybe I will on the return trip because the boat comes back into Melbourne. But I had a lot of emotions yesterday when I was in the city. A lot of memories flooding back, positive memories. But it made it hard to focus in what I was doing. Ooh, fancy. Alright, this one's interesting. It's all touchscreen. Washer 1. $16. No, I don't need that. Continue. Hey now. Oh, is this going to work? $22. Alright. So, cold wash. I'm going to do a warm wash.